Coach, first getting going here with camp for you guys. I guess just talk about the feelings, the emotions you guys have coming into the season, and now as it starts to inch closer, the preparations going into these coming weeks.
Well, even though we're just starting in terms of practice, it doesn't feel like that because we've been going since the summer, and so this is as long as we've gone since we started, and it'll continue to go that way. But I think there's a good sense from the guys. There's a level of desperation even coming off a pretty good year last year and how it finished. It would be easy to be satisfied, but I think there's a pretty good level of hunger and desperation that I like to see from our team.
You had some guys step up. You lost two veteran guys, so I mean, you got Calvin back, or just some guys that kind of lead the way here. Who's showing some real leadership for you?
Well, I mean, Trey and Tim feel like they've been here forever, probably for both of them, and so we're going to lean pretty heavily on them. They played an awful lot of minutes for us, and there's other guys that have been in college basketball a long time. Amari's been in college basketball his fourth year, and so those guys all have a lot of experience. Have played a ton of minutes, and we expect them to lead us.
And the new guys, Amari and Sisley, they're meshing in pretty well.
Yeah, everybody is. It's got a good team feeling to it. There doesn't feel like a lot of guys that are just out for themselves, which is pretty important in terms of having a good team environment.
And what will you may have said this to the guys before, but what will Sisley add for you this year, and where does he stand at?
He gives us depth at the post position. We don't have anything written in stone right now in terms of who's going to be starting, who's going to be playing the minutes, but he gives us good depth in there. Shot 40% from three last year, so that allows us to pull some big men out away from the basket. They've got to guard him out there, but we got a lot of depth at particularly the center position. And we have more depth there than anywhere, and the strange thing about it is even though we have the depth there, we don't have a lot of experience there, and so that's going to be a pretty important position for us.
And Noel, what does he do for you?
He's in an unusual situation of being a junior in college and a freshman in college basketball and hasn't played a minute, but might be the most talented guy on our team, and
really
doesn't really know it yet. We're trying to convince him of that, but he's 6'8", 235 and moves like a guard. And can shoot it, and there's really not much he can't do, and I think the big deal for him is just going to be to gain confidence.
Why didn't he play the first 2 years?
Well, he hurt his knee the first year, and he was still coming off that knee in the second year, and we felt like it wasn't worth playing him last year in terms of the minutes he would get, and so it wasn't an easy decision for us or for him, but I think looking back on it now, he's in a pretty good spot.
Did you recruit Sisley the first time around?
Yeah, we recruited him out of high school, and so both he and Amari, even though we're not trying to build our team on the transfer portal, both of those guys we had previous relationships with, so we knew a lot about them.
Overall for you guys, and talking about just in progression, what has been maybe the biggest thing that you've seen already in terms of growth from not only the chemistry, but just fundamentally from those first practices in the summer till this point?
That's a tough question for me. I could tell you all the things that I don't like that I haven't seen.
Sure, go ahead.
My biggest concern with our team is if we play small, which I think we will quite a bit this year because we're pretty heavy to guard positions, and so we'll probably very frequently play guards at the 4 spot, and I think it'll be hard for people to guard us. The question is, can we get them stopped playing that way? And not only can we make them miss, but then can we get the ball? My biggest concern with the team is rebounding. And when you're going to get yourself, it's hard to tell how good a rebounding team you are. We really need to go against somebody else, but that's been a big focus of mine.
Do you have a scrimmage coming up or not?
Maybe in about 3 weeks. We've got a couple of them. They're closed scrimmages, and we'll play some other teams.
Talking about Amari Davis, he comes out of Trotwood Madison High School. What's it like for him to kind of come back home and play a little bit closer to home?
Well, I think he's excited about it, and certainly, we're excited not to have to play against him anymore. He was in Green Bay. He hurt us quite a bit.
He got 35, I think.
Yeah, you don't have to remind me. He reminds me quite enough. And, so we're happy to have him. He's a tremendous mid-range player. He really is. There aren't very many guys that can shoot the percentage he shoots from the floor with as many mid-range jump shots as he takes, but he's very good at it. He's trying to get our defense figured out, though that's going to be very important to me. But I think in terms of the support it'll bring us, he brings a lot of people from Trotwood that'll want to watch him play, his family and his friends and all that, so that's going to help our team. And I think he's just glad to be home.
And finally for me, I don't know about you guys, but Davidson, Bowling Green, you've got some great home matches coming out to start your season. It seems like it'll give you a great opportunity to work on that rebound.
Yeah, the schedule's tough. It is. Our non-conference is really tough. And, quite frankly, in terms of when you look at how people, have the net and all that stuff, and the rankings, there aren't very many games where we would be the team favored. And so we have our hands full right from the start there with Davidson. And, it was a game we got at the last minute, but we feel like it's a heck of a good home game for us, and then we go back there next year. But that's going to be a good test for us right away.
All set.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Amari. Remember last time we talked to you in the summer, it was a lot of excitement and the anticipation to finally get going with this team and being back home. I guess walk us through how you've been feeling, finally feeling settled in and getting going.
Yeah, I feel settled in. The guys and coaches have been doing a great job, bringing in the new guys, making us feel like we're at home. So, we've been doing stuff outside of basketball as well, too, with the team. So, everything's coming together.
What are you most looking forward to about this season? Obviously, the excitement of, having, Coach mentioned being able to bring family and friends here to the stadium. But for you specifically, what about this team or this season coming up gets you most excited?
Just proving people wrong. A couple guys transferred from last year. People kind of writing us off this year. So, our job this year is to prove people wrong and be the best team that we can be.
You might be new here, but you're a veteran of college basketball, so you got to be a leader here, even though you're a new face here, right? Because you've been through the wars that some of these guys haven't.
Yeah, I got to be a leader. I know when I first came in, I was kind of, filling out guys, seeing, where my place would be at. These are a great group of guys, so, they brought me in. They knew I was a senior, so I was probably going to be one of the leaders on the team when I'm doing that.
And how's the team meshing? You got a lot of, you got young guys, you got transfers, and then you got some guys that were here. How's that put it together real quick?
It put together real good, Any new team, figuring out, where guys at, freshmen coming in, figuring out if they're going to play or not. But, these workouts and practices we've been having, everybody just go in, go hard, go after each other. That's making us better.
You can go.
I got everything. I took Amari back in the summer too, so I
okay.
got to tell you something.
I didn't get a chance to talk to you back in the
Go
summer,
ahead.
so I'll just say, coming into Wright State, you're a veteran in college basketball. What's it like finally coming back to play for your home school?
All plays good, I come back here, we play Wright State, Cleveland State's down the road, IUPUI is down the road, but just to be here in the backyard, it feels good. I'm having a lot of people in the stands, room for me, not only me and the team, so.
Yeah.
So Brandon, you're getting started here. I guess just kind of to give us a little background on your journey. We heard a little bit from Coach, but the last couple seasons, I believe you're redshirted, now getting finally started. I guess talk us through how it's been and the point of getting up to this so far this season.
Yeah, this is going into my third year in the program now, but I've had a pretty interesting start. My first year in the fall, actually 2 years ago to the day, I tore my ACL, and so I had to sit out my whole freshman year. And then last year, coming back, I just wasn't quite ready to go and do the full experience of a full season and stuff. So I ended up redshirting. It was a hard decision. Obviously, it wasn't on mine. The coaches were involved, but it was very tough. And then now coming to my third year, my first year playing, it's definitely been a rough start.
What does it feel like? I guess it's so hard to see from a player's perspective, though. I mean, you're obviously with the team.
Mm-hmm.
You're taking all those mental reps. So do you feel like you have somewhat, at least, of that mental experience of a third-year player, and then I guess how does that translate into now the physical part of feeling like getting back into the game itself?
Oh yeah, I've been around a lot of experienced guys here in the program. Loud and Love, Graham Basile, a lot of old guys that I've been around. I've been around them my first 2 years, and I learned a lot from them. And it's interesting to be able to see the 2 years of me sitting out, how much I can learn. Like you said, mental, the aspect of the game, and I can translate that physically because I know more. I know what I'm supposed to do, so it's easier to make more difficult plays.
Coach mentioned, you have the potential to be, and are looking at, to be, one of the most talented players on this team. And you hear that, and know that the potential they see in you. Does that help your confidence and, help you want to contribute to this team even further as well?
Yes, it does, and I feel like it puts a little bit of pressure on me, and it's a good thing. A lot of people, don't like pressure, but I think it's a good thing, and I think I'm going to build from that. And it's going to be a learning process, especially when I throw that jersey on for the first time. But I think I've had a lot of time to prepare for this, and we still got more time to go. So I think I'll be able to step into that role when it's time.
Which year was harder for you? The year you blow your knee out, or then the next year when you're told, man, I got to sit another year?
Each year was hard for different reasons. My first year was very hard physically. It's a lot of pain, a lot of rehab. It's just very strenuous in the body. And then last year was very hard mentally because there was times where actually all the time, I wanted to go out there and play and I just couldn't. And so it just depends on the year. They're both hard though, both really hard.
So what got you through that? Would it be talking to the coaches, talking to your friends, talking to your family, girlfriend, cussing a lot? I don't know what.
A little bit of all those things. My teammates got a great group of guys around me. All 3 years, my first 2 years especially, good. We're building good chemistry this year so far. But those guys have been able to just be my friends off the court, and it's a lot of help to have. And coaches, we go in the office and we talk and we discuss these things, and they talk me through these things and help me out.
What do you think it's going to feel like when you first tried out with the uniform on? I mean, you've been waiting. Last time you wore a uniform in a game was at Chillicothe, right?
Long time ago, yep, Chillicothe. The only time I put on that jersey is for pictures. Yeah, I just get to take it off at the end. I just get disappointed. But now I get to put it on. I get to step in the game and hopefully play some. And I think it's going to be really exciting the first time I get to do that.
Looking at the feeling of knowing for sure that you're going to play this season, is there a feeling of excitement, nerves? You said a little bit of pressure. Is there a different feeling approaching this season as? There
definitely is excitement and nerves, like you said, because I've never done this and it's been so long since I have put on a jersey. So I'm definitely going to be nervous walking out there the first time. But it's always good to have some good nerves. But definitely, there's going to be a lot of excitement because the crowd, the fans, and just my teammates, and just having those guys around me, I'm just going to be really excited to step out there.
What other D1 schools did you look at?
To be honest,
did any other offers or not?
No, I had no other Division I offers coming out of high school. A lot of Division II offers, local Division IIs, and I had talked to some Division I schools, but nothing was serious beyond Wright State.
And Wright State, you took it just because it's a D1 offer, or because you like the school too, or you just want to show I'm a D1 player? What?
A lot of things fell into place. One thing is it's really close to home. Right. It's a good location for me. My family can come see me play, and I really like the coaching staff. Great guys, and they said they're going to develop me, and I believe that they have done a good job in getting me ready. The circumstances weren't exactly how we all wanted them. Obviously, tearing my ACL wasn't the plan, but I think those guys have gotten me ready, past that point, and just a lot of things fell into place, and I think it was the best choice for me.
So you were in street clothes both years, just on the bench?
Yep.
Did you sit on the bench?
Yep, sat on the bench and ended the bench both years. Yep.
Wow. And did your parents ever come over for any games, even though you weren't playing or not?
Oh yeah, they even travel the road games. My mom and my aunt are big supporters, and I have my other aunt, my uncle. They're massive supporters too. A lot of family come to most of the games at home, and even some road games.
So did your mom get on your ass about how you were dressed or something?
No, luckily there's a little dress code for us on the bench. We got to match up, so she never had to complain too much.
Thank you.
Talking about this year for you guys, Coach really is talking about down low for you guys, rebounding, and dealing with centers and the height and that type of play. How do you hope to contribute to that? Being aggressive on the boards, and what you hope you can bring this team this season?
Yeah, I got to be aggressive. I think, bigs wise, we're super deep. We have a lot of guys this year, a lot of good options. So I think just competing against each other every day is doing wonders for us right now. We're all, competing for the same spot ultimately, but we work well together, and I think we have great chemistry.
Talk about, your journey to Wright and how it's been feeling like you're meshing along here and things are going well?
Yeah, definitely meshing along with the guys well. They're great. They've taken me in. A lot of it's, I'm kind of like a freshman again, relearning some terminology, kind of breaking down old habits, building up new ones. So it's been pretty good. Just, used to college basketball speed, but now I got to learn, new habits, along with this program.
Has it been helpful too that there's other guys? Obviously Brandon isn't a transfer, Noel, but he's making his kind of first debut. Amari Davis kind of in the same boat. Does that kind of help having guys around you kind of in a similar situation, circumstance?
Yeah, for sure. We can all talk about the past, but we're all here together, learning together. So that's been really nice. As well as I feel like close with the freshmen too. We're all going through it at the same time. So that's been really nice. And the returners have been super good with helping us, leading, showing us the ropes.
you may have talked about this already, but you started off pretty well in Evansville. Well, why did you come here then? What does this place offer?
Yeah, I was just weighing out some options, and at the time I just felt like, and still do, I felt like it was the right decision. I made the best decision with the knowledge I had, and coming here, I got recruited here out of high school. Had a great relationship. As soon as coaches called me, things just picked up right where they left off 2 years prior. So that big developed relationship was huge. So that made it so much easier when deciding to come here.
2 years prior, did you take a visit here too? Did you visit now?
Yeah, right before COVID, 2019, I came down here for an unofficial and a game. Just kind of saw it real quick. I never got an official visit, all that got shut down, but I had been here prior.
And you chose Evansville, why? What was the
I think at the time, just wanted to be closer to home. I think I just wasn't ready to move away. And when transferring, I knew I was going to have to move farther away, and I was okay with that. I'd been away for a year. I was comfortable living on my own. I think that was probably the main reason at the time.
You're from Santa Claus, right?
Yes, sir.
And then, I don't know, that seems pretty special. Does everybody think that's pretty cool? Or
Yeah, I get a smile at everybody when they ask me where I'm from. Cool small little town. We have an amusement park, everything. And Santa Claus is themed. Christmas, all the roads, signs, buildings, everything. So it's pretty much Christmas year round there.
So what road do you live on?
I actually live on Madonna Drive. It's probably one of the least Christmas names, but
Yeah.
it's some story to it.
So Christmas was still special to you as a kid, even though you
Oh
didn't
yeah,
send-
oh yeah. Christmas decorations are starting to go up soon.
And this is, so your parents will be out, how far is this to come over?
It's 3.5 hours.
That's not.
No, that's not bad at all. I've come home on the weekends already, and they'll make the trip out.
So you like this, where there's a mix of a lot of big men that it kind of force you to step up, but bring the most out of you, right?
Yeah, definitely. Competing against each other every day. We're all super tight, but at the end of the day, we all know, we're fighting for the same spot. So we're just pushing each other right now.
What do you think's been the biggest adjustment for you? I guess you could speak on whether it's just basketball or just the switching,
Biggest adjustment basketball-wise is, playing down low again. Last year I was kind of pick and pop, shot a lot of threes, and they're still okay with me doing that this year. But it's been a lot of redirection, back to getting like a post game again, slowing down there and taking your time. So that's been probably the biggest basketball change, and just moving away still. I'm still trying to get used to being away. I've been home a couple times, but it's been good. The area is great, so I've really enjoyed it.
Now you're here and you're settled a little bit, it feels good, but did it take courage to leave Evansville? I mean, you had some friends there, you'd made your mark, you're on an all-freshman team in the conference, and it takes courage to uproot one place and start another, or you believed in yourself enough that, I can do it, or?
I mean, it was definitely a tough decision. I never, when you commit to something, you never want to have to, think about transferring. But I'm super glad I made this decision. It's been great. Haven't had any regrets. It's been really nice. They've taken me in. So.
And you felt your talent my talent will show no matter where I am, right?
I just wanted to go somewhere where I could play and use it. So I think I've been doing well. I just need to keep competing every day and just keep putting days together, good days together.
So you still got purple stuff in your wardrobe someplace?
It might be at home. Hang on to some memories.
Right. Thanks, man.
Looking at what you want to bring the team this year, are there a few games that you kind of have sticking on your calendar, like those are must-win games? Are you looking at a Horizon League tournament in the future?
I mean, we're looking at a Horizon League championship, regular season, and tournament. Every game we're looking to win. I'm excited just for Louisville and Western Kentucky. It'll be closer to home. But, every game you got to go out with the same mindset. So.
Thanks, Blake.